Hey, this is a big rich town. Yeah, I just come from the poet's part. Season 5, episode 1, Power. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. I'm going to start reviewing the show. I've always watched it, but I just never had time to review it because it's so long and there's a lot of stuff that happens in it. But I'm going to attempt it this season, so thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos. And I'm going to be doing theories and everything of what I think is going to happen based on the episodes. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you watch the show, tell everybody about my reviews. Share these videos on all your social media. And we're just going to hop right on into the episode. Season 5, episode 1, everyone is implicated. So at the end of season 4, Ray Ray was killed by Tariq, and then Tasha and Ghost and Tommy came in at the nick of time right when he shot it, and they came in, cleaned it up, got all the bullets. Well, they thought they got all the bullets. And this picks up basically where it left off. So Angela is there, and she's looking around, and all the other cops from another like station or whatever, they're looking around, and they're like finding evidence and all that stuff. And Tasha them, they forgot to take one slug. It was in the wall. And I'm like, why didn't they just look around? Like, well, they heard like sirens and stuff, so they really didn't have time to look around. They had to just like hurry up and get the body and leave and go get rid of the evidence. They roll him up and stuff. So Tariq don't know like what they did with the body and all that stuff, but they did come rescue him, which they probably shouldn't have because how he was acting. But he's still their kid, because Tariq was really acting crazy. Like, everybody started hating him last season, but they never found Ray body, so they just seen a whole bunch of blood. So basically he's like a missing person. But you know, after a certain amount of time, like, they can declare you dead. He was working as an undercover drug agent, so, and he was dirty too, so they can always have this other thing that maybe somebody else came in there and killed us since he was undercover, and they actually found out about him. They can work those theories if ever Tariq and Tasha and all them get caught. But Tariq used Tasha's gun, so the ballistics and all that stuff is going to come back as her gun. But Angela was there, and the detective, she was up there on the roof, hyperventilating, I guess, panicking, having all these flashbacks, how Tasha them saying they needed to trace Tariq, and how Ghost had this bag. She was thinking that they set her up. They set her up to find out what Ray Ray was, because she told Tasha that Ray Ray killed Raina. And she basically think they set her up trying to say that Tariq was missing and they needed to find the phone. And she think Ray Ray had the phone, all that stuff. So she's just up there just going through it, because she already know she's dirty. If they go down, she's go down. So that's like what's going through her head. And the detective from that precinct came up and was talking to her about the case, and was asking her if she want to make a statement and all that stuff. She was like, no, she'll let the CSI take the blame. And then she got it, well, not the blame, but the credit for it, because she didn't really was supposed to be there, because it was like way out of her jurisdiction. And when she was leaving, she got into the elevator or whatever, and the IA lady was coming up the stairs. This new lady, I don't remember what her name was, and basically asking about Angela, like, who was she? And the man was like, oh, she's a DA from some precinct or whatever, some district. And they were like, well, what is she doing way out here for somebody who is not even her case? So she's on Angela's tail for that. And the guy was like, well, he don't know. And then and Angela didn't even sign the sign-in sheet either. So, like, when you're on the scene or whatever, you're supposed to sign in and out. And she didn't sign that sheet either, and she didn't want to make a statement. So, basically, she just wanted to just come there, try to figure out what's going on, and leave without being detected. And while Angela was, like, leaving or whatever, Dre comes up. Because, as you remember, well, I don't know if you remember, but Dre told Tariq where Ray Ray was at. And he was supposed to meet Ray Ray to pay him the money, because you remember, he was paying Ray Ray, Nika Nunny Rose, I forgot her character name, and 50 Cent Kanan off to leave Tariq alone. That he had to pay them like 50 grand a week. So he was going up there to pay him, and he seen all these cops and stuff, so he turned around and he ended up calling Tariq. And Tariq was like, well, I can't talk right now. And he hung up the phone. And he was, I guess he's trying to figure out what's going on or whatever, but he didn't call Tariq back or anything. So he ended up basically just leaving. Tasha and Keisha. So Tasha finally goes home and Keisha's there, and she came in there questioning him, asking him about, is Tariq in the bed, or did Tariq come out and talk? And Keisha was like, no, he just stayed in his room. And she was asking, and Tasha was like, well, if anybody actually would just say that we was here all night. And Keisha was like, well, who's gonna ask me? And Keisha's just nosy, but Tasha always putting her in the stuff and don't give her the full details, which she probably shouldn't, because it protects Keisha from actually knowing what's going on. But she really knows it. She always trying to get into this life. Like, she been having this jealous, vindictive thing between her and Tasha, like, since what, Sean, the first season, because she was after Sean, and then Tasha ended up doing whatever she did with Sean. But they always had this weird relationship. Tasha tells her just enough to get her on the hook, but don't tell her everything. She's always like leaving bits and pieces out. I guess she probably don't really trust Keisha, which she probably couldn't, which she probably shouldn't, because Keisha seems like she is the weak link. Like, she can't handle this life. Like, she's too fragile for it. But Keisha told her, well, we'll just talk about it in the morning, and she ended up leaving. And then we get Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan. They going into some apartment. I don't know if it's Ghost, like, little second hideout apartment. I can't remember. But they was going up in there, and they plotting on Dre. And then, like, before they go into the building, Ghost was like, well, how do I know I can trust you, Kay? And he was like, well, I could have, he said, you the one burnt me alive. I could have killed you like 20 times already, you and Tommy. And you keep forgetting, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even know where Tariq was at, and Tariq wouldn't even be alive. So Ghost realized that, and he took him in the inside. They was in there plotting and planning how they was going to get Dre. And then back at the station, as you remember in season 1, when Ghost blindfolded the girl and killed her boyfriend, she only heard his voice or whatever. But the end of last season, like the last episode, when he was doing this press conference for his daughter and all that, she recognized the voice, so she went into the police station. So Sax is in there trying to get her information, and he getting all wet and stuff, because he really wanted to take down Ghost. She was like, are you sure it's St. Patrick and all? And she was like, yeah. He kept on asking about Tommy Egan. She said she don't even know who Tommy Egan is. So he basically was taking out her statement, and he getting all giddy, and he want to go tell Mock, and Mock told him to slow his roll. Like, she could be telling the truth, but they need to have all the proof, because it's going to seem like a vendetta. And the lady Tamika agreed. Tamika is the black lady from the Department of Justice who gave Angela that promotion. She's like over all of them too. But she basically agreed. She was like, yeah, you need to have all your ducks in a row before you try to come after James. And then she was like, we needed to feel Angela and see what she think. But Sax was like, no, I don't think we need to tell her. We need to keep her off this, because she's already like in the middle of all this stuff. So the lady, she took that in, but she didn't really say nothing. But that's how they was going to handle the girl. Then we get Angela meeting up with Tasha. And apparently Angela been blowing up Tasha's phone, so they end up meeting somewhere. And Angela confronts Tasha, telling her that they set her up about like tracing Tariq's phone, and how Ghost killed Ghost killed Ray Ray. Well, James killed Ray Ray. And Tasha was like, what are you talking about? Tariq really was missing, but we end up finding him. And then she kept on saying, well, I got to turn you guys in. You guys setting me up, and I'm accessory to murder because I gave you the information, and he was a federal agent. She just was like having a breakdown. And Tasha finally confessed to her that Tariq was the one who did it. And she looked shocked, but she didn't rebut it. But cause she probably already knew that Tasha wouldn't lie on her kids for Ghost. But she was like, Tariq did it, and he shot her with my gun. So that's why I was protecting him. And then she was like, we cleaned up everything. She was like, no, you left something. You left the bullet in the wall. Tasha was like, shit. So she was like, well, you need to delete the file. She was like, well, we already got your gun when we searched your house last season. Well, last season they searched her house for the search warrant when Ghost went to jail. So we already got the gun for when we searched your house. We did a shooting test to match the bullet. So whenever they match that bullet, it's going to come back to you. And Tasha would tell her, well, you need to delete it. And she was like, well, they already got a file and stuff like that. She's like, well, you need to delete it because you in this. And she telling her she need to delete it because she in there. What she really is, she is wrapped up in all this stuff because she gave them all the information stuff. So basically, if Angela delete that stuff, she's saving her own behind. She's not just saving Tasha, Ghost, and Tariq, and Tommy, and all them. Well, she don't even know Tommy was involved. So she just knew it was Ghost, Tasha and Tariq now. And Tasha ended up slipping, calling him Ghost, but Angela didn't catch it, because you remember all the first 4 seasons she kept on trying to figure out if Ghost was Ghost, and he kept on denying that he was Ghost. He kept on saying, no, I'm not Ghost, I'm James, I don't know what you're talking about. But Tasha ended up slipping, calling him Ghost, but Angela didn't catch it. And I'm like, is this just a slip up in the writing? Because you remember Angela kept on trying to figure it out, and then Tasha ended up saying it, but Angela didn't react. So I don't know really what's going on with that. We'll see how the writing goes later on in the season, and if she's going to remember and start putting 2 and 2 together that James is Ghost and all this stuff. So we'll see. And then we get Dre. He's back over. He went somewhere, like some bar or something, with Cristobal. He ended up telling him about when he went to the house and he saw Ray them. Ray, well, all the police and stuff where Ray was gone and dead and stuff. So he ended up telling Cristobal about it. And Cristobal was saying something about his guys, and then Dre was like, well, where they at? He was like, they never came back. And that's when he realized that Kanan might still be alive, that he probably done killed him. And then he ended up confessing to Cristobal that he killed the priest. And Cristobal did a little prayer for the priest. He was like, you killed the priest? Like, even some street people, they have codes and stuff. You just don't go around killing priests and pastors. Even though he was kind of crooked, he did use the drug money to help shelters and all that stuff, but he still messed up other people's lives selling them drugs. So it's kind of a catch-22. But the priest ain't never like killed nobody or like threatened to kill nobody. So he basically just killed that man because that man wanted to get out of the game with him, because he know that he dirty and he can't trust him. So Dre ended up stabbing the man, letting the man bleed out. Like, how you just gonna kill the priest like that? That's just crazy. And Cristobal couldn't believe it either, but he ended up telling him about how now Ghost, Kanan, and Tommy gonna be after him. And then he say the priest told him that Tommy know that he killed Julio, so that's how he know all 3 of them gonna be behind, because Julio his boy, and Ghost like Julio too. So that's how that all of them wrapped up in. And then they tried to kill Kanan, so they came after Dre came after them first, basically, and now they're retaliating, and now he's scared. And then they devised this plan to lure Tommy, Ghost, and Kanan somewhat so they could try to kill him. But then we got the funeral preparation. Now Tasha and Tariq are already there. Ghost and Tommy, no, not Tommy. Ghost pulls up, and Kanan with him. Tasha looking shook. She was like, "What the hell this motherfucker doing here?" And then he was like, "We'll talk about it later, Tasha." Then Councilman Tate walked up there with the priest, the pastor, and all them, telling them how the funeral gonna be. They walk inside looking around the funeral. I'm like, they acting like they looking for a wedding reception or something, or church for the wedding. They talking about the press gonna be over here, so and so gonna be over here. Tasha was like, the press? And he was like, yeah, this is a great opportunity. She said, ain't no opportunity, my child is dead. She ended up cussing him out. I said, Tasha, you forgot you in the church, girl. So she ended up like cussing him out. And then she was like, okay, I'm just gonna go along with it. And she's like, Ghost, you already done prepared everything. Like, you didn't even consult me, which is kind of disrespectful, because that is her child too. But you know, when Ghost gets something in his mind, what he gonna do? That's what he end up doing. Like, he don't care who feelings he hurt or who he hurt in the process. When he make up in his mind what he gonna do, that's what he end up doing. And then Councilman Tate asked Tariq to do the eulogy, and they were like, no. He was like, I'll do it. They were looking like, ain't this about a bit? They were looking like they wanted to kill Tariq. And they were looking like, Tariq, you better not get up there and act no fool and mess up this eulogy and say something you're supposed to say. That's how they were looking at him. And he was looking like all sad and stuff. And he was like, I'll do it. So they finally agreed to just let him do it. Well, ain't no thing anyways, because it just seemed like Councilman Tate gonna do what he want to do anyways for this funeral. And then we get Tommy and Kanan, they waiting outside somewhere. Kanan started asking questions about Tariq, telling my son, did y'all get there after Tariq capped him? And he was like, no, Tariq wasn't there. He was like, no, he said Tariq came there after us. So basically Tommy trying to cover for Tariq, because he don't really trust Kanan like that. And he was like, he asked Kanan, don't you want to be leaving Tariq alone? Until because Kanan was still asking him about how Tariq holding up and all that stuff. He was like, Tariq fine, his family got him, his goddaddy got him, Tariq gonna be okay. And Kanan, he just dropped it. I think Kanan really do like Tariq, because when he was in that street life and all that stuff, he act like he really did like Tariq. Like, he wasn't really trying to hurt Tariq. That was Anika Nunny Rose. I keep forgetting what her name was on here. Was it Cookie? No, it wasn't Cookie. I don't know what her name was. I forgot what her name was. See how long? It's been a whole year. That's why I can't remember nothing. But it was mainly her that wanted to kill him and blackmail him. But I think he really took a liking to Tariq. Because Tariq is the son that he never had. Because he wanted Sean to have this street life. But Sean didn't. Sean was on the straight and narrow, which is what Ghost was, which is kind of like they sons just switching roles. It's really weird, isn't it? And then we get Tasha, Ghost, and Tariq at home after they looked at the funeral and all that stuff, and they started questioning him about Dre and Kanan and why Ray Ray was after him and stuff, and he didn't want to answer the questions. And Ghost was like, he won't answer these damn questions, because Tariq got this stubborn teenage mode, and they were asking her like, why Raina ain't tell me what was going on, and then he was just standing there, and then Ghost was like, because he told her not to, that's why. And then if it wasn't for him, Raina would still be alive. And then he was just like going off on Tariq, which he should have, because Tariq was just standing up there with this smug look on his face, and he was like, you think you a man? I know about your punk ass life of crime, you setting people up. And he like really like jacked him up and stuff like a little kid. I thought Tariq was gonna swing on him, because Tariq been acting really like out of pocket these past 2 seasons, so I thought Tariq was gonna swing on him or something, but he really did. He just like jerked away and like ran to his room. Now Ghost remind me like the fathers in the South, like they want you on the straight and narrow, like the men, they don't want you out here acting a fool, and when they do, they gonna jack your ass up and tell you what you need to be doing. Your mama might do it too. And then Ghost had the nerve to blame Tasha. Like, how the hell you gonna blame Tasha, talking about it's all Tasha's fault that Tariq did it? No, if you was out here tending to your business and your family instead of chasing Angela and keeping an eye on your children, none of this wouldn't have been happening. Even though Tasha did want him to stay in the game, but this ain't got nothing to do with the game. But none of this would be happening. So don't try to sit up here and blame Tasha. Tasha was doing what she doing. She was a housewife. She can't keep track of her kids all the time, especially when one of them have a vendetta just to be against you guys, just to be mad. Like, I still don't understand why Tariq is mad at his mom and daddy. Like, I really don't understand. Then we get Angela at work, because you remember when Tasha told her to delete the file, so she signed into somebody account named Gaines, and I'm like, who's this person? Because they never told us anything about this person. This is just some random person she stole their number from. But she's in there. She almost deleted the file, but she didn't delete the file. And then the lady Tamika came in at the department just later, asking her where she was at last night, because she was trying to get in touch with her, but she couldn't get in touch with her, and it was an emergency. And she was like, oh, I was home, I went to sleep early, I was tired. And she pulled her phone out of the drawer, and I guess it was missed calls or something on there. So the lady, she just chalked it up, and she was like, yeah, that's why we gave you your phone, so we can get in contact with you. And then Angela ended up, she was like, she'll talk to her later. Angela ended up asking her, so what was the pressing matter? You said it was a pressing matter. Did you need to get in touch with me? And she was like, oh, I forgot. I said, Angela, you don't see this lady lying? And why would she just lie and say she forgot? Just say never mind or something like that. Just say never mind, I already handled it. And later, as we see in the hallway, she keep her eye on Angela too, because she tells Sax, don't tell Angela about the girl who say she saw a ghost. So maybe she's trying to figure out that Angela was involved in something, but she just can't put her finger on it yet. So now everybody's looking at Angela. And then the new IA lady coming there after she leaves and was asking Angela what she was doing there. She wasn't on the sign-in sheet. Like, why was she being somewhere out of her jurisdiction of what's going on? Angela like played out. She was like, he came up on my radar, but I didn't have the time to like talk to him, and I just went by because I was in the area or something like that. She told her. And the lady was like, it's just really weird because you don't see nobody with 400 stilettos in a dirty neighborhood with an undercover drug officer who could have been dirty. And Angela, she looked shook a little bit, so she ended up telling the lady that she late for a meeting and all that stuff. And the lady said something to her in Spanish. They didn't put the words down there, so I don't know what she said, but it kind of looked like she was hinting at Angela like, I'll keep my eye on you. So now Angela got Sax on her, Ghost and Tasha looking at her, Mock looking at her, the black lady Tamika, and this like 5 people right now looking at Angela. She can't make no kind of move. Like, her whole life people are looking at her. And then we see Tommy. He go over there to try to go see Father Kyle, and the little boy standing at the door, he was like, excuse me. And then Tommy was like, I could move out the way or something like that. He was like, no, Father Kyle not here. And he was like, what you mean? And he said he was a good man. He's like, was? He was like, yeah, Father Kyle got killed. Because the boy was like 69 Chevy or something like that. And Tommy was like, do I know you? He was like, no, Father Kyle told me to tell you if anything happened to him to tell you. And I just remember the car and everything he told me. He was like, I don't know who did it. He was like, Tommy was like, I don't need no name. I just need all the information that you can tell me. So basically, Tommy going to start putting together 2 and 2 to see like what's going on with Father Kyle, how he got killed and all that stuff. He probably going to figure out that it's Dre. And because the man was like the new connect, and he was like, new connect. So he started like thinking and trying to figure it out. But I think Tommy gonna figure it. Tommy actually liked Father Kyle. Even though he was like a crooked priest, Tommy actually did go to like confessing his sins and stuff. So I think he really did like Father Kyle. Then we get Ghost, Kanan, and Tommy. And like they go into this warehouse, and then they have this shootout with Dre and Cristobal. Now Dre and Cristobal, they done set them up and lured them into some warehouse, and they really did have this shootout like this. And I can't believe Ghost done fell for this, and Ghost ended up getting shot. And I was like, they ain't gonna kill him off because he's like the main character. But I didn't expect him to get shot. I expected like Tommy or somebody else to get shot. But Kanan, he saved him in the nick of time. You know how like on Bad Boys 2, when Will Smith was having that shootout and Martin went to go get the car. But Kanan, he wasn't never in the shootout. He just was in the car. But he ended up getting out shooting, and then like buying him enough time to get in the car and drive off. And he didn't even go forward. He just went backwards, like on the Biggest Small video. You know how they just kept driving backwards with their boat and driving backwards in the car. I forgot. I think it was Biggie. Can't you see? Sometimes your world just hypnotized me. It was on that video. But they ended up going to somewhere. I don't even know where they was at. But they end up getting this doctor, Proctor, and got a doctor that can just like take bullets out of people on the call. Like, Proctor, how you know doctors like this that can just take bullets out of people, especially out of criminals, and he ain't scared, so he probably done did this before. So Proctor, how many criminals have you represented that you need somebody to just take bullets out of people? And the doctor was like, you sure you gonna have my tickets and all? Because Proctor didn't even pay the man. Proctor telling the man he gonna have him in some skybox to some game, like a sports game. And then they started talking about what happened. Proctor was like, la 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 la. Proctor said, I can't hear this. I'm not a lawyer anymore. So that means there's no more attorney-client privilege. And I don't even know who the hell this is. I don't even want to know. Don't tell me. And Kanan sitting over there just laughing. And then Ghost was like, well, why'd you answer the call? He was like, because I wanted to help. And then he told him that he was sorry about his daughter and all that stuff. It looked like they wanted to hug and stuff, but they just like hands shook. And he was like, he got a hearing coming up, so he can't be like involved. He can't even be around them. But he really did just wanted to help. And they end up like leaving off on a good note like that. I hope Proctor get his little license back. I like Proctor. And then we get Ghost at home. He like crying in the shower over Raina. And when he get out of the shower, Tasha realized that he got shot. And she asked him like, who shot you? And Dre shot him. And she was like, you better not leave me with no kids. You better not die out here chasing Dre and leave me with 2 kids. She told him she'll never forgive him if he do that. She said she already lost 1 child. And then he tell her, I will feel better once we get Dre. She said, I will never feel better. And I agree. Like, this lady done lost her child. How is she going to feel better just because you killing Dre? Her child ain't never coming back. Even if you do kill Dre, her child is not coming back. And Raina looked like she was a sweet little girl. Like she told her mama everything. Most teenagers don't tell their mama everything. Especially not no girls. But she told her mama everything. Except for this, and it ended up costing her life. They end up costing her life, and Tariq should never, ever live this down. Because he done cost that girl her goddamn life. And then we hear Proctor and Angela. I think Proctor was coming home or something, and Angela was sitting in his lobby stalking the man. And he was like, what the hell you doing here? And he was like, I got a hearing coming up. I ain't got time for this. And she kept on saying she wanted to testify on his character. He was like, no. Because I don't know what you and Mark got going on. Because she said he was like, Mark got a hard on to try to get him disbarred. And he said he going to have the blue balls when he walk out with his license. I say, I hope you do got your license because you talking a lot of junk. And Angela keep trying to tell me she want to help. He was like, no, I don't trust you and I don't trust Mark. I don't know what y'all got cooking up, but I don't trust you, which is smart. Like, no, don't get in bed with this bitch because she might be wrapped up in something else and then you going down with her. So he ended up telling her to get out or something like that, leave him alone or something like that. So she ended up leaving, and then right before she get ready to leave, she asked him, would you, if you had all chance to do it all over again, would you? And he actually said yeah, which I probably think he would because he actually liked James. So he ended up telling her, yeah, and she just was like, okay. She ended up walking out, and I'm like, that should tell you something right there, Angela. And we get Tasha and Keisha back at the house. Keisha asking Tasha about the pallbearers and stuff because the priest wanted us. So she started naming all Ghost, Tommy, Tariq, and all her cousins and stuff like that. And then she ended up telling Tasha whatever it is that she wanted her to say, she'll actually say it first. So she agreed to lie and say Tasha was home, because Tasha was sitting up there reminiscing about Raina, how her bear, and how they had to walk 10 blocks to go back and get it because she had left it at some McDonald's. So they was just having a really sentimental moment. And after she said all that, that's when Keisha agreed to like lie for her. I said, Keisha, girl, don't get wrapped up in this stuff, because you can't handle this life. I ain't finna lie for nobody to go to jail. So the plan that Tommy, Ghost, and Kanan came up with was to use Kanan's black boys and Tommy's white Italians, because they think, well, Ghost came up with this plan because Kanan wanted to use his boy, Tommy wanted to use his boy. So Ghost was like, let's just use both of them, because he gonna be expecting Kanan. So when he run from Kanan boys, he could just run around onto Tommy's, which would make a lot of sense. So they end up agreeing to that. And then we get Tasha and Angela meeting back up again. And Tasha asked her if she deleted the files, and Angela said no. And Tasha was like, what are you waiting for? You're going to implement yourself, and you need to delete these files before it's too late. Angela was like still hesitating all this stuff, and she was like, if I do it, I'm going to be doing it. No, Tasha was like, well, weren't you in love with him? You should do it for him if you was in love with him. She was like, I'm not in love with him. And she was like, well, you could. She was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it for the kids. And Tasha was like, no, if you do it, you're going to do it for yourself. Which is true, because she is wrapped up in all this. So if this stuff get out, they're going to find out she traced the phone. She told them what the location was at. She was deleting files. She kept on logging in under somebody else's names. Like, Angela is crooked. So basically, all this stuff she was trying to put on Proctor, this is what she is. Like, so Tommy is going to see the Italians. He meet with his daddy's right hand man, and his daddy right hand man take him in there to see Vincent, this guy, like a connect or whatever. But before they go in, it was two like little young boys outside, and the guy was like, see them two knuckleheads, leave them alone. They don't need to be getting in no more trouble. Tommy was like, okay, cool. So he went in there, he was talking to Vincent. He told Vincent he was going to get straight to the point. He told him that he needs somebody that can move some weight for him. He got a lot of weight coming in. And Vincent agreed to take 75% of it. He was like, okay, word. And Vincent asked him what happened to his boys. And he was like, well, he had one bad apple, and that bad apple spoiled the whole bunch. And so he was like, okay. And he was like, I'll take him. And he was like, I finally meet Teresa's son in the flesh. Because everybody kept hearing about this alleged son. And then Tommy finally came up. So so he asked the man if he vouched for him. Because they agreed. Tommy ended up leaving. He asked him if he vouched for him. He was like, yeah, I vouched for him. And when Tommy went outside, the man just told him to leave the children alone. He asked him, I got a lick for y'all, $60K. And the man was like, well, we only, no, he said, I got a job for y'all that pay out big. He was like, well, we only take jobs from Vince. And he was like, oh, really? That's your daddy? He was like, I'll give each one of y'all $60K to find somebody and bring it back to me. I don't even want them to kill you. I don't even want you to kill them. I just want you to bring it back to me. And then they was like, okay, $80K. And Tommy agreed. He was like, okay, cool. So Tommy ended up saying bye, whatever. And as he was walking away from the two kids, the little right hand man, he was coming out of the bar or whatever, and getting to his car. Like he just seen Tommy talking to them and walked away. And then we get back at Ray Ray's cousin apartment, like the one who Tariq got his virginity broke by, allegedly. The IA lady was there questioning her. Well, not really questioning her, telling her about Ray, how they can't find him. There's just a missing person case right now, but they might end up issuing a death certificate. And the girl was like, death certificate? And she was like, yeah, you're the next of kin, so you'll get like all his pension and all this stuff if he wasn't dirty. And I'm like, well, if y'all can't really prove that he was dirty and he dead, she still gonna get it, right? Because I ain't never knew that if somebody dead, if y'all didn't prove that they was dirty while they was alive, because they can always appeal that the other people wouldn't get the pension. So I don't know, but she told her that, and the lady was like, when she said like death and all that stuff, the girl was ready to go. She didn't want to talk about it or anything else. The lady got ready to leave. She got her purse, And she told her, when she got her purse, she seen Angela's card on the thing. And she asked her, she was like, has anybody else been by to see you? She was like, yeah, his officers. But she said his officers, partners or something like that. And she was like, has any women been by? And she lied and said no. And the lady took the heat to that because she already seen Angela's card on the thing. I was like, oh, she really going to be on Angela now. She probably going to be wondering why the girl lying to protect Angela. Because Angela's wrapped up in all this stuff. And then back at the actual funeral. Now they walking in, Tasha walking in hand with Ghost. And Tariq behind them, him and Keisha. And she look over, she sees Sylvia. He looking like, ain't this about a bitch? Did she say she believe in him? But I'm like, Sylvia, you can't get mad. These people just lost their child. They got to put up appearances. She just can't just not show up with her husband. Like, what do you expect? You the side nigga. But they end up sitting on the first pew because he was like, reserve the first pew for the family and keep the camera on the family, especially the mother. I said, well, what kind of foolishness is this? Like, you really prying sympathy out of these people and just making this a spectacle when this is somebody's funeral. Somebody's child just died. Like, Councilman Tate, you really trying it. And then Tommy came in, like, right when it was getting ready to start. He was rushing in. He was trying to sit on the front row. And he told him no. It was only reserved for family and friends. And Tasha was like, this is Raina's godfather. This is my brother. He's going to sit on this front row. She was just like going off on him. And Tommy, he was the bigger person. He was like, okay, I'll just sit on the second row. So he sat by Keisha, which was an awkward feeling because, you know, he been like smashing her and just ignoring her. He just called her when he want to smash. And she's sitting there. She is really tore up and crying and all that stuff while the funeral was going on. He put his hand over her and he comforted her. I said, aw, that is so sweet. And then the pastor, he was up there preaching. I don't know what he was talking about, but he was up there preaching. Then Tariq get up there and do his little eulogy. No, before Tariq did his eulogy, Tommy received the text. It was like they had eyes on Dre. And he whispered that in Ghost's ear. And Tariq heard, but he was trying to play like he wasn't listening. And Ghost just like shook his head. So when Tariq got up there to say his eulogy, he was just like talking about Raina, talking about what would Raina do. And that's how he can cope with it. And then he acted like he was breaking down. And he just like ran. And Ghost was going to run after him. But Keisha was like, I'll do it. And he ran into the bathroom. And while he ran into the bathroom, Ghost like finished the eulogy and made a speech. Because he was like, he didn't know that he was going to have to do this. He wasn't prepared. Which is true. People are not prepared for their kids to just be dying randomly. But while Tariq was in the bathroom, he ended up texting Dre, run. I say... Now, I didn't know if this was part of the plan or not. Because after he texted him that, Ghost was still doing the eulogy or whatever. It was talking about backstabbers and people coming unexpected, people leaving unexpected. But they were showing flashbacks with, well, they're not flashbacks. They were showing scenes with Dre. How Dre, when he texted him run, Dre looked back and Kanan's boys was back there. So I'm like, so it's like coincide with what Ghost is talking about, because Ghost already know that they right there. And then Dre ended up like running. I don't know what he was at. It looked like he was at a hotel, an event or something. I don't know what Dre was at. So he ended up running, and then he ran right into Tommy's boys, which was the Italian, the little two boys he saw outside. He ran into them. So they like threw a sheet over him because Tommy told him to bring to him, not to take him out. They threw a sheet over him trying to tape him up. And Dre ended up shooting both of them. I said, ooh, that's going to come back and bite Tommy. Because the man already saw him talking to them. And then like the next day or so, they dead. I said, ooh, Tommy, you just got in good with your daddy's family. And you going to betray them like that? Well, his crime family. And you going to betray them like that? Ooh, Tommy. Girl. And then when... That's why I was thinking it wasn't part of the plan. Because when Tariq came back out of the bathroom after he was so distraught, I'm like, was this shit fake? That you were so distraught? Because he came back and he was like carrying the thing. And he nod his head at Ghost and Tommy. And I'm like, was this part of the plan? But then we see that it really wasn't part of the plan. So I don't get it. Like, I don't get what the nod and stuff was for. So later on, Tasha is standing in the stairway kissing Silver in the public open, and her mama come and see it. And her mom was like, girl, what are you doing? She was like, Mom, you won't understand. She was like, yeah, I know I don't understand. And he wasn't up there telling Tasha he know what she was trying to do. She's trying to protect James and all this stuff. And she ain't denying it. I guess you don't want to implicate Tariq, and he was like he was gonna protect her and all this stuff, and that he cared about her, and they end up like kissing, and she's acting like a giddy little schoolgirl overseas. I'm like, girl, really? And he asked him what James was at. She was like, he still was at the grave site. She couldn't stay there when they dropped the body in the ground, which is understandable, because once they put that, when they get ready to drop that body, that's the realization that them people are not coming back. Like, they ain't coming back. So in the end, we do see Angela deleting the files under this Gaines person name. And I'm saying, Angela, you are so stupid. If you gonna delete the files, don't do it on your own computer. Like, all this technology, they could trace this right back to you. You could have logged into like some coffee shop thing or somebody else's computer. Like, they gonna see you on the camera. Nobody else walked into your office but you. So they could trace your IP address and all this stuff back. You work for the state or the government. They got like the high technology people. They're gonna trace this back to you. Even though you deleted it under somebody else's name, it still was your computer, girl. Can't believe she did that. Well, I believe she deleted the file, but just not under her own computer. Girl, you could have used Sack's computer, somebody's computer. Well, they probably would have had cameras walking up and down the halls and stuff. But I don't know, you should have deleted it somewhere else. That would have made the most sense. And then we get Ghost at the gravesite. He apologizing to Raina about not protecting her, and you know how like people do when they grieve, when they have regrets and all that stuff. They say it to the grave. And when he's there, I see somebody walking up. I said, I know that ain't Dre. It was Dre. I say, Dre, you are really, really bold. You bold. You bold to be sitting up here walking up to this man at his gravesite. And while he was walking up, Ghost looked like he was reaching for the gun. He was like, you're not strapped at your daughter's grave. Stop it. Which, at your daughter's funeral, you're not strapped. Which would make sense. That man wouldn't be strapped at the funeral now. But anyway, as they talking, Tommy goes home. He got a card on his door. Kanan looked like he leaving a script club or something, being disrespectful to some lady talking about she can open her own door, talking about her hands ain't broke. He had a card on his windshield. And then we see Dre give Ghost his card and tell him that him and Nez people are protecting him. So he need to back off because they ain't want to start no war. And he was like, if he don't back off, he gonna be burying other family members and all this crap. I said, he really, really bold to be talking all this stuff just because he think he protected by somebody. And he told Ghost to stay in his lane and act his position. And I'm like, Ghost. And Ghost was looking like, this motherfucker really is trying me. That's how he was looking. He was looking like, ain't this part of it? He really think he the shit. Which that Dre really he really was thinking that. Like, and he ended up walking away. And when he walked away, Ghost just like ripped the card up. And I'm like, Dre, boy, you really, really bold. You really bold. But I can't wait till they kill him. I don't want them to just kill him regular. He got to have some kind of like crazy, magnificent death or something like that. I don't want them to kill him regular. But that's my review on Season 5, Episode 1 of Power. Everyone is implicated. I will be back next week. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to thumbs up. If you think I forgot anything, leave it down in the comments. And check out my other videos later this week. It's going to be theories. I'm going to be doing the reviews, and I'm going to do theories of what I think is going to happen. Like, the new theories that's going to be this week is going to be based on this episode, stuff we don't know yet. So thank you guys for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching me. Bye.